Peace and blessings, family. It's time for me to check in again for a little bit with another edition of Spiritual Food for Thought. Well, family, I hope that all is well in your relationship with the Creator as we continue on this journey of going through our process of creation. As I said, family, we're not the finished work yet. We're in the process of being created. And it's the process that the Creator chose to prove the investment of His Spirit that He's invested in those who do love Him and believe. Because of the understanding of the Spirit, we know our place. And we understand that we're created beings and we was created to serve our Creator. And the thing is, family, in our flesh has no concept or idea of that. The flesh is all about self and pleasure and happiness and all the things that lift the flesh up. Notice how being honest with ourselves and looking at us and how we behave and all the things we do in our flesh. Why does it seem like when bad stuff happens, a lot of people will say or turn or cry out to the Creator or mention the Creator or something like this? Why is this happening? What do I do? What I need to do to get out of this and all this? If you deliver me from this, I won't do it again and stuff like that. Okay. But then when people get their way and everything's going good all the time and in their favor, they don't even think about the Creator. All they think about is the glory that they caught up in their flesh. As they feel good about this and good about this, themselves in this area and all this old kind of stuff. And it's all doing nothing but continue to lift us up in pride and more self-awareness that's separated from the divine will of the Creator. That's the nature of the flesh, family. See, our flesh is subject to the mind of the devil. Our flesh, we one mind with the devil. We subject to him because we think just like him. Okay, that's the devil is the spirit of our dark side. That's what the devil is. This is about self-awareness. It's about a created being exalting itself and believing that it's all about him. And so we simply in our flesh go through life manipulating one another through lies and stuff to get what we want. So whether that's enslaving other people or whatever, but this flesh is all about self, family. That's the bottom line. Ain't no goodness in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? When the flesh does good, it's always an ulterior motive for the good it does. Okay? And this is why the Father knows the hearts of men. Okay? So the thing is, we look at the surface of stuff and we assume people are doing good for good reasons. But the bottom line is, as I said, family, in our flesh, we actors. And we all playing parts. And a lot of us are playing parts. And we have no understanding of what we're doing and why and stuff. But we never seek and search these things out in the flesh because the flesh is always trying to cover its nakedness with the things of this world. And as I said, as the brother said a long time, I'll never forget that. He said, the things that we go after in this world, these are our fig leaves we use to cover up our nakedness, our spiritual nakedness. Okay, so the thing is, this is what I'm saying, family. We got to come to understand ourselves as the created beings we are. The only way we're really going to come into any kind of peace is when we understand our purpose. What and who we are, the what's and the whys. But the lust of the flesh keeps us so caught up in the cares of this life that we don't think about things that really matter and the eternal things to come. Okay, so this is what the devil does. He keeps us distracted because the first step to being deceived is to be distracted. Okay, so the thing is, the scripture says that He deceived the whole world. That means all of us have been had. And this is why, if we don't seek the Creator to come to understand ourselves and what we're dealing with and the things that's really going on, then guess what? We headed for our own destruction. So the only way, he said that he would gladly and freely give his Spirit to those who ask. One of the realities is he said, and this is why in our flesh, we don't seek the things of the Creator. And it was said that the natural man receive not the things of the Spirit, because it's foolishness to him. And neither can he know these things, because it's spiritually discerned. Because see, unless we're born of the Spirit, we're spiritually dead to our Creator. So guess what? We walk in the spirit of death. Because death is anywhere that's separated from the divine consciousness or understanding of our Creator and understand our divine purpose and how and what serving him in the kingdom is truly about. Okay, so the bottom line is, family, as I said, this is why I make these videos, because I'm trying to encourage you as my brothers and sisters that you need to seek the Creator for yourself. Because the only one that can truly teach you about self and what's truly going on is the Creator, because he's our source. So if we don't go to the source, how can we hope to obtain truth? And when I'm saying, I'm not talking about the truth of this world. I'm talking about absolute truth, which the absolute truth is the truth of the kingdom, where the Creator is going to make us one with him, each other, our fellow creatures, and Mother Earth, and who he brought us all forth from, such as the kingdom of heaven. When this world, as we know right now, becomes one with the kingdom of heaven. And that's when we all will know our purpose and our place, and we'll be free to truly be ourselves, because all the Creator wanted us to be is ourselves, but with the understanding of his mind, so that we could serve him in spirit and truth as we love and help one another. Okay, so the bottom line is, as I said, family, and I'm going to make my little disclaimer before I go on with my topic right now. But as I said, family, I'm not trying to teach you nothing. I'm not trying to tell you what to believe or convince you of anything. All I'm trying to do is put some thoughts out there that you might consider yourself. Take these things to the Creator, because this is about a relationship. The Creator, all he ever wanted was a relationship with us. But in our flesh, our father and our mother decide to let somebody else in on their relationship with the Creator. That other voice, that voice is in opposition to the Creator's will. So the bottom line is, when they became subject to that other voice, we've been slaves ever since. And we've enslaved each other, this world, in every way. We've abused each other, we've abused the creatures of this world, and we abused the earth and who the Father brought us all forth from, because of the spirit of pride, which is our own self-awareness is separated from the divine will and the absolute truth of our Creator. Okay, we got to be delivered from this, family. We have to go through this process that the spirit of divine love that he placed in us, who do understand and believe, will come forth in us, and that we would learn what we need to learn to change, to become one and subject to the perfect will of our Father. And it's only possible through the birthing of his Spirit. So, this is why I say you got to seek the Creator for yourself. It's the only way that you're going to be delivered and inherit the kingdom of the Most High Power. And once again, family, I want to make it clear. When I say you, I'm speaking to myself too, because this is for all of us. So, with that said, what I want to touch on today is this. Okay, when we talk about the word saved, what we're really talking about, we're not talking about being saved from going to hell or the lake of fire or none of that kind of stuff. Dude, we already in hell. Because as we in a consciousness is separated from the divine will of our Creator, this world is a reflection of the reality of the hell that we exist in right now, as the spirit of divine love is not here. And as I said, anywhere that's separated from the divine consciousness of the spirit of divine love, our Creator, is hell. So let's not make no mistake. This is what we're dealing with. And so if we don't understand our purpose and our place, then we're walking in a place of death. Okay? And so this is what I'm talking about when I say to be saved. Saved means to be put in our place. That's what it means. It means that through a relationship with our Creator, under the spirit of divine love, it gives us an understanding of self, what our place is, what our purpose is, and all these things, and how we serve the Creator. So the bottom line is, when we're able to be ourselves, okay, because of the birthing of the Spirit that purifies us, that brings us into agreement with the divine spirit of our Creator, which is the spirit of divine love, that ultimately is going to make us one. And as we become one with Him, then that's when we accept ourselves. See, in our flesh, we never accept ourselves, because in our flesh, we always think we're lacking. This is how we got here. We believed the lie that we was lacking, and it was more for us, and we were supposed to do this, that, and the other. That's how we got here. See, as I said, Adam and Chua was not born of the Spirit. That's why they failed. Had they been born of the Spirit family, they would have been just like the Son, who was the example of what and who we truly are as children of the Most High. And if they had understood that, they never would have failed. So this is how we got here. And so we under that same curse, okay, as fallen man, period, that's subject to the mind of Hasatan, or the devil, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and as I said, I'm going to continue to say that. See, the devil is the spirit of our dark side. That's that part of us that makes us selfish. It makes us our own God. Okay, because the bottom line, when people talk about worshiping the devil or worshiping any creation, okay, any created thing, you know, in reality is something about that thing that makes us in our flesh feel better about ourselves. So this is why we desire to possess that thing, okay, because it lifts us up. So the bottom line is anything that gratifies our senses, okay, this is what the flesh is subject to. And so the bottom line is, when we walking in that mindset, family, we separated from the divine love of our Creator. So we're in opposition to Him. So what are we? Children of the devil. In our flesh, that's exactly what we are. The only way we become children of the Most High, we have to be made spiritually alive. Okay, we have to receive the spirit of our Creator that gives us that fellowship and that communion with the Creator, so we get corrected, okay, that we come into our understanding of what and who we are, and so we ultimately change. We evolve into a higher consciousness or being where we're one with our Creator, so we don't desire to be caught up in the things of this world. As I said, family, we come into a place that soon, and very soon, okay, we ain't going to be able to be a part of this world in peace. It's just not going to happen no more. Because the Father is about to bring an end to this world as we know it. You know what I'm saying? He has to intervene now, because things are so dark right now that we're on the verge of our own destruction. And the destruction of this whole world, this whole existence. So ultimately, who ain't going to let that happen? Yes, this is what I'm talking about. The intervention of the Father is the pouring out of His Spirit upon those who He's chosen to deliver from this world. Okay? And so the bottom line is, it is what it is, family. This is why I continue to say you got to seek the Most High for yourself, because the bottom line is, when you talk about being saved, when religion talks about being saved, what is it talking about? You being delivered from the consequences of your actions. You coming to this place that you're not going to have to go through no kind of hellfire or anything like that. So you saved from hell, from your soul going to hell. You don't even realize our souls is in hell right now, because we in this place where there's no concept in spirit and in truth of the Creator's existence. So in this world, every man is his own God. And I said, when people talk about their gods being in the forms of men, or in the form of beasts of the earth, in the form of any created thing, okay, it's all for the justification of our existence being, in other words, it's all good anyway. You know what I'm saying? In spite of the fact that we slaves to the darkness of this world. And in our true essence of the spirit, we have no desire to be a part of this world. And we want to be delivered from the darkness of this world. That's the draw of the spirit. That's nothing in it of our flesh. In our flesh, we God. And it's one of the reasons, as I said, I refuse to ever call the Creator God, because the Creator ain't no God. The Creator is the Creator, the source of all things. And the good and the evil that He allows to happen in this existence is for our education, because we're learning. The bottom line is, if we've been born of the Spirit, we're learning and we're growing and we're changing. And no matter how painful it gets or how tough it gets and stuff, we still gonna cry out, and we still gonna seek and search out our Creator to get what we need to get out of this experience. Because as I said, family, there ain't no teacher like experience. We can hear words and talking and all kind of things, family, but we actually learn when we experience something. If we be honest with ourselves, because I know that's definitely the case with me. I learn more through experience than just words. Words is to get, you know what? Words is to just get our thought process started. Because we're supposed to meditate on things. We're supposed to consider and think about things. We ain't supposed to just take stuff that we hear and take that as gospel truth with no real foundation, because that foundation ultimately going to come through your experience, because that's when it becomes real. So the bottom line is, family, this is why I say to be saved is for us to understand our purpose and our place, and then we're able to take that place. We're able to walk in that place that the Creator has showed us. And as I said, all the Creator ever wanted was a relationship with us. And He wanted us to be ourselves, but with the understanding of His mind. And when I say with the understanding of His mind, it causes us to recognize our place, and then to be able to see others around us, okay, as our brothers and sisters. And at the revelation of the Creator, we're able to help one another, because we're able to love one another with understanding, because the Creator will, as He makes us on one accord. It don't mean we all think alike, or we just robots and we all do the same thing. No, we are individuals that the Creator created with a purpose to fit within the overall big picture as He makes His creation one, which is what the kingdom of heaven is. As I said, family, I believe the kingdom is all around us, but because of the condition of our minds and our flesh, we can't see it. Okay? And the bottom line is, the Father is in the process of opening the eyes of His children up that we could behold Him. Then we understand our place, because what the Holy Spirit does, it brings us into the presence of our Creator. And as we come into his presence, family, we can't be in opposition to him. We can't. We become one with our Creator, because through the understanding that he gives us by the revelation of the Spirit, family, we're able to take our rightful place and be ourselves, okay? But with the understanding of the mind of our Creator, to know our purpose and our place and what the Creator desires and how we serve him. And ultimately, family, we serve the Creator as we serve one another in the spirit of divine love. And we observe things that bring forth eternal life. We no longer walk in ways that cut off the flow of life. Because that's what death is. Death is things that cut off the natural order of creation. And the natural order of creation is for us to be one. That's what it is. To know our purpose and our place. So in reality, family, until we know our purpose and our place, we're not saved. We're not. We can't be saved, family, if we don't know. But if we don't really know and understand what salvation is, salvation is, family, how can we be saved? If our concept of salvation is based on the fairy tales and lies that we've been told by religion and stuff, because as I said, make no mistake, family, religion is man doing what he thinks the Creator wants without knowing the Creator. And this is what causes us in our flesh to justify our existence being in this state and being able to settle for this and seek to be comfortable in this place of being lost. Because if we don't know our place within the divine order of the Creator, we're lost and we're living a lie based on our own understanding, because our own understanding comes from what? It comes from the words of men. So the bottom line is, it's another voice beside the voice of the Creator. And as I said, one of the ways that you can really recognize that the Creator is speaking to you, it don't lift up no man. It only lifts up the Creator. It don't lift up no man. It don't lift up no created being, but it lifts up the Creator. And the only way we can come to that place, we must be humbled in his presence. Okay, so the bottom line, this is what I'm talking about. Real salvation is knowing your purpose and your place as far as the Creator has revealed to you. Not no man. No man can tell you who you are and what your purpose is as far as the Most High Power is concerned. Only the Most High Power Creator can share these things with you and reveal these things to you to give you the understanding you need to be yourself and to be free from all the lies and all the things that separate you from the Creator. Okay? And so we got to understand these things, and these are the things that the Creator is revealing to us today. See, we must understand these things, family. Why we do the things we do, how we function, all of these things. These are things that he's revealing to us, because as we understand these things, man, we're able to overcome the darkness that we've been enslaved to. Okay? So remember, salvation is knowing your purpose and your place through the eyes of the Creator. Okay? That's what it is. And the bottom line is, as I said, you being you, okay, the first step to that is that you got to be honest with yourself. You got to be real with yourself. You got to be true to yourself. And ultimately, family, this is what the Spirit of the Creator brings us to, that place where we are able to be honest and real with ourselves, because this is what true, okay, I can't say that. I was getting ready to say holy, because you see, holiness, in reality, what holiness is, family, Holiness is order. That's what it is. It's the divine order of the Creator, where we, as the created beings we are, know our purpose and our place. So we're able to walk in that freedom that the Father reveals to us, that causes us to be in service to one another under the spirit of divine love. That's what it's about. So that's what holiness is. And as I said, the word divine means one. So as we come into understanding of our purpose in place under the spirit of divine love, it makes us one with our Creator, but it ultimately will make us one with our brothers and sisters too. Whether it's our fellow man or fellow creatures or Mother Earth, and who He brought us all forth from, such as the kingdom of heaven, when we are able to serve the Most High power under the spirit of divine love. And so the bottom line is we get to rule by serving one another. Because only the Father has the right to rule His creation. And He's going to rule His creation through the spirit of divine love that gives us the revelation of our purpose and our place, which is what our salvation is. So we put in our place. And so now we're delivered from the slavery and the darkness of the world that's caused us to be selfish in our own God. Now we become about everything else around us. Okay, so now what being born again is about, or being saved is becoming selfless. Being delivered from the spirit that makes us selfish, which makes us our own God. As I said, gods are something that we conjure up in our mind to justify our existence being separated from the divine will and love and understanding of our Creator. That's what gods are. Okay? And so it's gods that got all of this stuff in our own imagination. Okay? Because as I said, the scripture says that the devil deceived the whole world. Yep, the spirit of Antichrist, which is anti-creator, that's under the spirit of divine love that makes us one. The Antichrist separates us. Because as we become a God to ourselves, then we have no concept about how we need one another. That we are brothers and sisters. And the Father never meant for us to have no king or somebody else rule over us. Because as He has a relationship with each of us, all of us know our purpose and our place. So there's no need for no man to rule over us. It is what it is. So we must know and understand these things. And these are things that the Creator is revealing to us, those that have an ear to hear what the Spirit is saying today. And it's to draw the Spirit, and those who the Father has chosen is having an ear to hear these things and understand these things. So we're being set apart as the Father prepares to deliver us from this world. And so the bottom line is, as I said, we talk about being saved. People talk about, I'm saved, sanctified, and all that stuff. And they don't even understand what salvation is. Salvation is being brought to understanding by the Spirit of the Creator of your purpose and your place, that establishes truly who you are and what you are. And as you understand these things through the eyes of the Creator, you're able to truly be yourself and be free to express yourself as the created being that you are, that the Father chose to use to express His love toward the world around us, as He does that through us. These are things we got to understand, family. And it is what it is. So real salvation, it ain't what religion taught us. That's not what salvation is. Salvation is through the revelation of the Spirit of the Creator, us coming to know and love ourselves under the Spirit of divine love, not in pride and arrogance, but in humility, so that we can know how we truly can serve our Creator in spirit and truth, as we able to love one another through the Spirit's divine love that's ultimately going to make us one. Okay, That's what it's about, family, so that we can come into the inheritance of the kingdom. Because ultimately, the Father is going to manifest the kingdom through us. Okay? That's how it's going to happen. And so, I think pretty much, family, that's all I got to say about that. I mean, salvation is what it is. Salvation is us knowing our purpose and our place and being able to be free through the spirit of divine love to take our place, to accept ourselves in what and who the Father has made us. And anything that goes against nature, his natural order of creation that we walk in, we ain't going to be able to walk in it no more, because it won't make sense to us. Because as we born of the Spirit, the only thing that's going to make sense to us is the natural order of creation that the Father created to glorify himself in his creation. So anything that's contrary or the spirit of Antichrist that brings forth disorder can't be a part of his kingdom. So therefore it goes into outer darkness. And as I said, in our flesh, we already operate in outer darkness. Because, man, anything that's contrary to the divine will and love and understanding of the Creator is outer darkness. So, with that said, family, I hope I said something, give you something to think about and consider. And I pray that the Most High will keep you and bless you and watch out over you and meet your every need, as long as you continue to seek and search him out for yourself, because this is our charge as children of the Most High, and all our getting, get understanding. So, with that said, till next time, I'll say one love and peace.